Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Sydney. I'm a perinatal athletic therapist and postnatal fitness specialist. I want to walk you guys through 5 really great postpartum exercises that encompass the core, the glutes, pelvis, so many different areas of the body that are functional, and they're really great to build up some of that strength again postpartum. These exercises target almost every area of the body. They're great for realigning your posture or getting your pre-pregnancy posture back. They're great for strengthening and stabilizing of the core, meaning from ribs all the way down to your pelvic floor and from your abdomen all the way around to your back. They're great for your glutes, for your pelvic floor, for getting rid of some low back pain, for working on pelvic floor symptoms. So many different things. These exercises should not be done if you are not at least 6 weeks postpartum, or if you have seen a medical professional who has cleared you for your exercises. If you are prior to 6 weeks postpartum and you have not had your medical clearance yet, I have a free resource, which is a postpartum recovery guide that outlines all the different things you should be doing within the first 6 weeks postpartum, some simple exercises you can do, all that kind of good stuff. So feel free to go check it out. I will also link that below. Before we get started, if you do not know how to activate your deep core muscles, meaning transverse abdominis, multifidus, your pelvic floor, if you need to learn how to do that, I have done a video on just that. I will tag it below, so please go watch that video first. Learn how to do a deep core activation, because that is the most important part of doing exercise postpartum. All of these exercises are just building on those foundational exercises. I just want to go through a couple housekeeping things first. These are just some important things that I want to highlight so that while you are going through exercise in your first few months postpartum, no matter what kind of exercise you're doing or where you're getting started, these things can kind of help you out a little bit. The first one is listen to your body. If the exercise you're doing feels too difficult, it probably is. We typically call these the 4 Ps. So pain, pressure, peeing, or peaking. Peaking meaning that coning or that doming that you get from a diastasis. If you're experiencing any of these 4 things, the exercise you're doing is probably a little bit too difficult and you need a modification for it. Number 2, don't push yourself. Especially if you are relearning to do all this stuff postpartum, it's going to feel different, it's going to be different, your body is different, so you need to take it slow. If you need to find a regression, please do that for yourself. If you can't find one, message me. I will send one to you. I would be happy to do that for you. Just remember to meet yourself where you're at. It's not a race. You will get back to things eventually. If all you can do right now is just a simple core activation, keep working on that and then slowly build on it. And the third thing I wanted to mention, this is not medical advice. Please get clearance from your medical doctor, your gynecologist, your orthopedic therapist, whoever you need to get clearance from first before partaking in these exercises. If you're experiencing any symptoms while doing these exercises or afterwards, please contact a medical professional as well. The 5 exercises I'm going to show you today are exercises I give to almost every single patient I see, no matter where they're at in their postpartum journey. I have given these exercises to patients who are 25 years postpartum, and I've given these exercises to patients that are 25 days postpartum. So these exercises are extremely versatile. There are a ton of regressions and progressions that you can use for these exercises, and they are functional. They are targeting to so many different areas of the body. So that's why I love these exercises so much. No matter where you're at postpartum, if you are 6 weeks or 6 months or 6 years, it doesn't matter. Utilize some of these exercises and figure out kind of where you feel best doing these exercises, which modifications work the best for you, and feel free to incorporate them into your everyday life. These exercises are safe for those who have had a cesarean section, as long as you have been cleared from your medical professional to be able to partake in exercise, as well as those who have a diastasis. Our first exercise is a dead bug. If you've followed me for a while or you've seen some of my videos, I'm sure you've heard me talk about dead bugs. Dead bugs are a great deep core exercise that incorporates movement of the arms and the legs and places quite a bit of tension on the abdominal muscles, which is why I love it so much. I'm going to give you 3 progressions for this one, and each one is going to get progressively more difficult. We're going to start just with a simple hip hinge. So lay on your back. Once you're on your back, place your hands sort of around your lower ribs. You're going to take a nice deep breath into your outer ribs. Exhale, and you're going to activate that core. Inhale again while we're maintaining that activation. Exhale, and you're going to lift one leg up with that core activation. Hold it here. Inhale. Exhale, maintain that activation. And put your leg down. Okay, now let's do the other side. I'll walk you through it again. Inhale. Exhale, activate the core. We're going to maintain that activation. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, we're going to lift that leg. Maintain that activation and inhale again. Exhale, maintain that activation and lower. We're going to move to the second progression, which is starting in a happy baby position or similar to a happy baby position. And we're going to do heel taps. Instead of lifting the leg up, we're going to do heel taps on the way down. So back in the same position, we're going to lift both of our legs up. This is the same position you would be in if you were flipped around and you were on all fours. So this time what we're going to do is take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, activate the core. Maintain that activation. You're going to inhale. Exhale, and you're going to tap your heel. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to tap the other one. Inhale. Now, when you're in this position, if you need to reset, you can wiggle out the activation, kind of reset, take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, activate the core. Inhale. Maintain that activation. You're going to exhale and tap your heel. Inhale. Maintain activation. Exhale, tap. And relax. So that is progression number 2. Progression number 3 is a full dead bug. So we're going to start with arms and legs up just like we did last time. We're going to inhale, exhale, activate, and we're going to maintain an activation just like we did before. Once we have that activation, we're going to inhale. On our exhale, we're going to move one arm and one leg, but opposites. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And each time in between, if you need to reset, or if every few reps you feel like you need to reset, feel free to do that. What we want to avoid is the rocking forward of our hips like this. Do you see that space that's being created here? We want to maintain as neutral of a spine as we can. All the movement should be coming from our hips, a little bit in our pelvis, but we shouldn't be getting that rocking forward. The next exercise is going to be a glute bridge. So we're going to go back to the same position we were in for the dead bug. Now we want to keep the fronts of our feet on the mat. When we activate our feet downwards, or when we dorsiflex them, if you think about a gas pedal motion, when we activate our feet downwards, we actually activate our pelvic floor. So this is a strengthening exercise for our pelvic floor as well as our core and our glutes as well. So what we're going to do here is put our hands on our lower ribs. We're going to take that nice deep breath in. Exhale, activate the core. And we're actually just going to squeeze our bum and lift it straight off the mat. We want to end up in pretty straight alignment from our knees down to our shoulder blades. Everything else should be off the mat. Think about there being $100 bill in between your bum cheeks that you don't want anyone to take from you. Squeeze your glutes together. Then we're going to inhale, exhale, drop. Let's do that again. We're going to inhale, exhale, activate, squeeze the bum, and lift. Inhale, exhale, and relax. The next progression for this one is using any kind of ball or pillow. We're actually just going to fold, I'm just going to fold this pillow up and put it in between my knees. And what we're going to do this time is the exact same motion, except when you lift your bum up, we're going to squeeze the pillow together and then relax. So, nice deep breath in. Exhale, activate. Squeeze the bum. Lift and squeeze the knees together. Inhale. Exhale down. And relax. Nice deep breath. Exhale, activate. Squeeze the bum. Lift. Squeeze the knees together. Inhale. Exhale down. And relax. So this last progression is a single leg bridge. What we're going to do is we're going to start with one leg in almost a tabletop position. The other leg is going to stay down where it was before. We're going to take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, activate. Squeeze the bum. Lift. Inhale. Exhale, down. That one's a little tough, but that one's really, really great to kind of incorporate a little bit more of the quads. Let's try the other side. We're going to lift up into about a tabletop position. Inhale. Exhale, activate. Lift. Inhale. Exhale, down. The next exercise is squatting. Many of us don't squat properly. We don't sit back enough when we squat, and we tend to lean forward a little bit too much. Especially postpartum, our pelvis is quite often rocked under like this, so it makes it harder for us to sit back. So for the first progression, we're going to start with something about this height that you can actually sit back onto. So something like a countertop. The side of a couch is usually pretty good. The back of the couch, depending on the height of your couch. This is just a bar stool or an island height chair. We're going to start pretty close to our target, and we're going to actually just sit back so that our bum touches, but we're not actually going to sit down on the object that's there. The reason the object is there is just in case we feel like we're going to fall backwards. This is going to catch us. So we're going to start with our feet about hip width apart. Place your hands on your lower ribs. We're going to take that nice big inhale. Exhale, we're going to activate the core. Inhale, you're going to sit back. Exhale, back up. Let's do that again. Nice big inhale. Exhale, we're going to activate the core. Inhale, you're going to sit back. Exhale, we're going to come back up. And then when we get back up to a standing position, you can relax again. So now that we've squatted to a target, you can progress that by slowly lowering the level that you're squatting to. And eventually you'll be at a point where you can do just a full body weight squat and you won't need any support from anything behind you. So that is actually our next progression, is just doing a full body weight squat. I'm going to show you from the front and the side of what it should look like. We want to make sure that our knees are not caving in at any point during our squat. That means we have a little bit of glute medius weakness that we need to work on. So the best cue that I give most of my patients or clients is think about pulling the floor away with your feet from each other. So activate your feet into the floor and think about pulling your feet away, and right away that's going to activate those glutes. We're going to do the same thing in this position as we did as when we were squatting to a target. So we're going to take that nice deep wide breath. Exhale, you're gonna activate that core. Inhale, you're gonna drop that bum back. Exhale, back up. Some people prefer to have their feet a little bit wider. If you'd rather do a wide-legged squat, that's totally fine. If you wanna have them just about hip width, that's fine too. Whatever is the most comfortable for you. Let's do another one. We're gonna inhale, exhale, activate. Inhale again, we're gonna drop down. Exhale, activate. Eventually you're going to get to a point where you don't need that extra breath to be able to do the exercise properly. I'm just walking you through with an extra breath so that we can really slow things down. Eventually you should be able to do it without having the extra breath first. So you should be able to inhale, exhale, activate, and back up. And you're always activating on that exhale. Eventually you'll get to that point, but just because we're in sort of the beginner stages, feel free to slow it down with some extra breaths if you need to. So this is what it should look like from the side. Same thing, nice deep wide breath. Exhale, activate. Inhale, we're gonna drop down. Exhale, back up. Now the only progression I'm going to give you for this one is using some type of weight. Whatever weight you feel the most comfortable with, feel free to use it. I'm going to use my giant water bottle. This has got to be about 5 pounds, probably even a little bit more. We're going to do the same thing. I'm going to actually go a little bit wider this time. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and don't forget you're activating on that exhale. Inhale, exhale. The next exercise we're going to do is a bird dog, which is essentially a dead bug just flipped around. So you're actually going to be on all fours, moving your arms and your legs instead of on your back. So we're going to get into this tabletop position. The first thing I want to point out, anytime we are in this tabletop position, what I want you to avoid is, instead of having your elbows pointing straight ahead, we're actually going to rotate them inwards. Right away, that activates part of our shoulders. And the other thing we're going to do is actually activate our shoulders. Instead of allowing them to come down, we're actually going to activate them up. So you should feel a little bit of a tightening happening sort of in your armpit. So we're going to activate the shoulders up, and we're going to keep them rotated inwards. For this first progression, we're just going to move one of our legs. So we're going to take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, we're going to activate that core. Hold that activation. We're going to inhale. Exhale, and we're just going to extend one leg. Inhale. Maintain that activation. We're going to exhale and move the other leg. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to move the other one. When you move one of your legs, let's just say I move my right leg, I'm feeling a little bit of an activation happening right around here on my left leg. Anytime you're doing a single leg exercise, the other glute is actually stabilizing. So that's what you're feeling. You're thinking, I should be feeling it on this side that I'm moving my leg. But the left side is actually stabilizing. So that's why you're feeling that activation in your glute. What I want you to be careful of when you're doing this exercise is, as you lift your leg up, you're not rotating and you're not extending your back like this. We want to stay nice and neutral. We're just going to activate those glutes and bring the leg back. If all you can bring your leg back is just this far without any extension or rotation happening, that's totally okay. Eventually you'll get to a point where you can go a little bit higher. This next progression is actually just adding a resistance band to the arms. So we're gonna put both of my arms in the resistance band here, and I would suggest putting it just above your elbows. Make sure the elbows are pointed inwards. You're gonna take that nice deep breath in, activate the core, inhale again. Exhale, we're gonna lift one leg. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And finally, the full progression is going to be moving one arm and one leg at a time. Make sure they're opposites, just like we did with the dead bug. So we're gonna do the exact same thing. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, activate. We're gonna hold that activation the whole time. Inhale. Exhale, move one arm and one leg. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. The final exercise is walking. Now, postpartum, you're more than likely going to be walking with a stroller of some type. I'm just going to use a kitchen chair to show you, or an island chair to show you kind of what not to do when you're walking with a stroller. But walking is, in my opinion, one of the most underrated exercises, and it should not be pushed to the side. Go for a short walk every single day, whether you are pregnant or postpartum or in labor or whatever it is. Get your walking in. Walking moves almost every single joint in your body. It allows your entire body to move. It allows your low back to rotate. It allows your hips to stretch. So when we're walking with a stroller, this is what we don't want. We don't want that anterior rotation of the pelvis. We don't want this leaning forward that's happening. And look what's happening to my wrists. This can be extremely uncomfortable if you do this for a long period of time. I'm feeling this already in my low back, and I haven't even walked or pushed anything. Just standing in this position is very uncomfortable for me. Also, look how far away I am from the stroller. What we want is we want to be nice and close to the stroller so we can stand up straight. We want to hold on top, and we want to walk from here. So I'll show you the difference. Like this versus like this. Staying nice and close to the stroller, making sure our wrists are not being rotated under. And if you need to, feel free to activate that core just a little bit to keep yourself upright and to keep your pelvis in a more neutral position so we're not rocking forward like this and we're not tucking our tailbone under either. As always, if you guys have any questions or concerns, please feel free to leave them in the comments below or send me a message. I would love to chat with you guys and help you guys out if you need it. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.